Welcome to this Naval Action tutorial. In this tutorial we'll cover the initial setup and basic familiarization for new players, brand new players, with the Naval Action UI. What we'll cover in this short video is how to select a server, what time zones apply, and a little bit of a discussion about PvP versus PvE. Talk about how the character settings work when you set your character up initially. There's not a lot to that, but just work through those. We'll talk about what the nations are that you could join, what the current nations are, where the pirates fit in, how to change your nation, how to get your ship, how to get started in combat missions, a basic introduction to using the map, and a basic introduction to how the wind works. So we'll cover all of those things very briefly, just as an initial start tutorial. So these are the current realms or servers you can go on to. We've got two PvP, one with an EU flavour, one with a global flavour, and we've got a PvE. They're all set officially to Greenwich Mean Time or Universal Time as their server time, and you can see that when you pull the map up you can see the server time. But the EU is running mostly off sort of Central European time, and the PvP Global, the people there tend to accumulate around US time. So let's just go in. We'll go into PvP Global and we'll set up a character there. It's connecting us in. You can have one character in each server per account. If you wanted to have alts you can do so, but you've got to buy the game again. So we don't have a play here. So let's create one. Give it a name. It's basically your character setup. Then you select the nation. Those are the nations. Pirates, you can see difficult level, hard. Set in the middle of the map, surrounded by enemies. Nobody likes pirates except other pirates, and they like to attack each other anyway. Spain's easy. It's got a large uncapturable zone that you could start off in. France is medium. It's got some good protection, but on the other hand can come under attack as well. Now the next one that pops. Great Britain. It's termed easy, but it can, because it's in the centre of the map, it can come under a lot of attack from other players as well. Dutch, getting back into medium again, quite distant. But trading's harder as well because of that distance. Denmark and Norway, very hard. So if you join that one, you've got to get out and start mixing it up pretty quickly. You can't rely on safe resources. Sweden is the same. Get out and mix it. The easy nations, you can actually sort of spend a lot of time playing like PvE, but the harder ones, you've got to get into it. So United States is easy. You can play a PvE game there if you wanted to. You're quite safe in the northern part of the states. But if you want PvP, you head south. The Russian Empire has recently been added. It's deemed impossible. What they mean by that, it's super hard. They start off with nothing, and anything they want they've got to go out and get it from a unwilling world. The same thing applies to also the next two. Kingdom of Prussia, once again impossible. Same deal, added recently into the game to give it a bit more of a flavour. And the Commonwealth of Poland, again added. These are all three very hard nations to play. You'd go into those if you wanted a really challenging PvP focused kind of game. So you can see in the PvP servers you can choose to go more PvE if you want to, or you can choose to go hard PvP. So we could go with Britain, easy start, or maybe the Dutch as a medium. They might expect us to speak Dutch, which would not be unreasonable. So let's go to Great Britain and maybe the United States. The United States is too far away from anywhere. Let's go to Britain because then we can mix it up if we want to. Alright, so we'll create the character there. This is just a warning. Excuse me, this is a warning. If you have turns on other accounts, their labour hours which have been accumulating overnight will be reset. It's not a big deal. Okay, we'll start that character. It's starting to load. You can see the little black dot in the bottom left. It's loading. And we're now entering port. So we arrive at our capital city for the British, which is Kingston Port Royal. And here we are at our capital city. At this point in November 2017, we end up with 3 redeemables when we come into the game. 2 quite large boats that we can't actually play on yet, and these things called forged papers. They're there so if we feel like we've made a mistake with our nation, we can change later on. You've got one set, so don't use it lightly, and if you do use it wisely. This is the standard UI. There's your dock. You've got a basic cutter in the dock. You can expand the dock if you want to, but you pay money to do that. By default you can have 5 ships in the dock. You can have outposts where you can teleport between, just you, not your ship. You can have up to, I think, 6 or 7 of these. You need to buy permits and then establish them. So the first permit doesn't cost anything, so let's get it. If you sail into a port you like, you can actually set up an outpost there. Next time costs 25 grand. You have no money at the start of the game. And after that the price goes up. You can also build buildings to gather resources or do crafting. Each port has a different set of things that it could do. This port can do those that you can see there. You can see they cost money. We don't have any money. We'll cover that off later. It's not for now. Perks let you tune your character a wee bit. You can either have battle perks, fight better, economy perks, get more money, or fleet perks which allow you to control vessels. So a lot of people get either 1 or 2 of these, lets them control 1 or 2 extra vessels in their fleet. If you're a trader you'd go for all 3. Have a nice big fleet of trade ships that you could guard in your warship. You can, once again, those are for the future. Won't cover them now. This is the basic intro. So there's our ship. You can click on that, and then you can see the warehouse and the hold for the ship. Now I've taken those cannons off and put them in the warehouse. They're not on the ship anymore. If you put them in the hold, that's in the ship. I've taken them off the ship so I can show you how to sell a ship. This is how you sell a ship to the vendor. You get no money for it because it doesn't cost anything, but it's sold. If it was a ship you'd captured, you get some money for it. You can buy a basic cutter any time at any port for nothing. So there you go, 0 gold, 0 tax, a basic cutter. You could also though have wanted to buy a different ship for gold. Now these are all been put up by players. You can see their names there just to the left of the money. They've either captured those ships or they've built them, crafted them. So once again, for the future, let's just buy a basic cutter now, put it in the dock. 1 basic cutter in the dock. There it is, ready to go. Now you can put multiple ships in your dock. Let's buy another basic cutter. By default you can have 5 in the dock. Right, so you could have different kinds of ships there, trading ships, warships, that kind of thing. But right now, just basic cutters. And let's get some missions. So combat missions are a good way to get XP and money at an early stage. Don't pick the higher levels. To start off with, pick the lowest one, which for the Brits is midshipman. You're going to get some money and some rewards for that. It's popped up there. So yep, okay, we'll get 3,000 gold and 50 XP. You actually get more than that. But let's go and see where it is. There it is. We're at Kingston Port Royal, and there's our mission. The cross swords appear. We can get 3 of these, so let's get 2 more. Let's go midshipman ones. Now that's a little glitch, don't worry about that. I tried to get the same one twice from the database. So there we go. Another one. Let's get a 3rd one. Take a midshipman, and that one's coming at Carlisle. Now Carlisle's a bit far away. It's sort of off to the left a bit. It's not very far at all really, we could go there, but just to show you how to get rid of one you don't want, you just cancel it. And then you get another one, it's gone now. And then you just get another one. And there it is, Port Morant, it's off to the right a bit. They're all sort of nicely grouped now. You could sail around between them. Your boat has free repairs, the basic cutter. So you can sail around, do all those 3 missions at once if you wanted to without having to come back to port. Nicely, tightly grouped, you won't spend too much time finding them. So click sail, we're in the open world. There's our boat, sails are down, and we get a bit of grace. We won't be attacked for 30 seconds. This shows you how to use the protractor. So the protractor lets you set your course. So you click where you want to center it, and then you right click where you want the course to go, and it shows up as that little notch right there. So our mission's somewhere over there, off to the sort of east, I suppose that is. Just checking what that boat is in case it's an enemy, but it's an AI, so they won't attack us. Sails up, hit W 3 or 4 times to get sails up to full. W puts the sails up, S puts the sails down, A turns to the left, D turns to the right. Sort of standard keys for moving any kind of thing in an online game. So we're heading out. There's some more boats out there. Just check those out in a minute. Pretty safe here, but sometimes people can get in close and start attacking. And there, that's an AI. AIs will not attack you. You can attack them. Here's our mission over there. So we want to go over there. We could go this way through here, but notice what's happening when we're turning through here. We're turning into the wind in the bottom right hand corner there. We now have no wind. We're not moving anywhere. We could sail through there. There's plenty of room, but it's not good. It's going to take us a long time. We'd be better off actually being nautical and laying a course to it the way a real ship would, which means sailing on attack towards it. So this is a reach where we're going to sail with the wind coming in over the port quarter. Check for enemies out there, and then we'll turn up into the wind. There's something. Let's see what that is. It's a friendly. It's an AI ship, Great Britain. You can tell they're AIs because they have no player names on them. It looks like another ship sailing a different way. There's 2 ships. Okay, so what one was that? That is an enemy, but it's an AI, so it won't attack us. So we're safe. Now right in front of us here, this area of discoloured water just here. Let's check that ship. AI enemy, we're safe. That shows it's shallow. We can't get through there. You can see we got all hung up and sails are up full, but we're not moving. We have to go around it. So now turning up into where our mission is. There it is. See the cross swords hanging out over the water. That's our mission. I've clicked on it, which is why it's come up on the top right there, and it says too far. So you can see I can't sail straight at it because it's still downwind of me, but I can do a nice reach here across here because there's plenty of room. Tight reach. Just check out any ships I can see, make sure they're not going to get too interested in me. Tack back through the wind, bring it up on starboard. And when we get close enough, we can click on it and enter the mission. We've got another video that shows you what to do inside that mission. So I hope that was interesting, and please look at the other videos. Thanks.